go by and life's so fast. Look like it'll never last. The days are rolling on past. Think about how I loved you so, wishing you were mine. Wished it all the time. I had a love blind. Basically, it's elemental. I was born sentimental. Pizza box, baling wire, and a ball of twine. At the scene of the crime, where we had a good time. Punk rock band had a mojo head and a case of beer. I had a terrible fear, yeah, I wouldn't find you here. Basically, it's elemental. I was born sentimental. I don't do dope and I don't drink wine, but I likes to play. I pick the banjo all day, and the banjo too. Girl, I miss the way you kiss, miss the smell of your hair. But it hurts so much, yeah, whenever you wasn't there. Darling, you caught me when I'm lonely, singing 'cause I'm feeling lonely. Well, the Bible said a man shall reap what he did sow, but you never know how it's gonna go. Krishna said you're better off dead if you don't detach. When it come unlatched, it didn't feel too good. Darling, you caught me when I'm lonely, singing 'cause I'm feeling lonely. Let the banjo play. Said I was your friend until the very end. It didn't work that way. Thank you. That's a title track of my record, Pizza Box. A song called Pizza Box. First song I played was the title track of my new record, Rocket, and that song was called Rocket. Hey, do we have very many banjo players in the crowd here tonight? Banjo pickers? We got a lot of banjo players, eh? All right. Does anyone subscribe to Banjo Newsletter and all that stuff? Yeah. I remember when I got that first got figured out that magazine when I was about 12 years old. It's like it was really hard to be around, see guys play the banjo that were like could burn it, you know. And I saw some guys in Dallas. This guy Ed Shelton was the first guy I ever saw that could really like eat up a banjo. And I got to know him pretty good later in his life and stuff like that. And later on, I saw Ralph Stanley and a lot of those guys were touring in the '70s, and I got to see a lot of those guys. But anyway, it was really something to see Ed play. I don't know if you've ever heard of Ed Shelton, but he wrote this song called Blue Ridge Express that the Bad Livers recorded on a record called Horses in the Mines. And anyway, he was the first person I ever saw who could really play a banjo. But I remember one time there was this Alan Mundy song I just could not figure this track out. It's called Deputy Dalton. and it had this B section, and I couldn't figure it out, and I worked on it I just couldn't get anywhere on it. I think I spent about a year on it, never could get it. And I sent for this magazine, and it showed up, and it was like ran off on one of the Mimeo machines that you spin it, and very basic. But it had a tabulature, which is this really kind of weird way of writing music, but it's not notation based. It's like this it's sort of like if someone gives you a roadmap of how to get to the grocery store, like your mom. You go down there, you turn left, and there's a big rock, and then you it's not like notation where it tells you what to do, but anyways, that B section for that was tabbed in there. And it went like this. I never could figure the thing out. I'll play it. But if you've never seen any of this kind of movement on the banjo, it'll blow your mind at that time. Of course, now it's very commonplace. But I'll show you this. It's a dumb thing. It's just. But anyway. Section, and man, I could not get that, And that magazine came in my mailbox, and I flipped it open. I was like, there it is. And I also had this other one really cool lick in there, which was the ending went. Man, if you've never seen anybody do that, that's pretty tricky to figure that one out. But anyway, so that's a plug there for Banjo Newsletter.